Today we're going to be working on my 1998 Toyota 4Runner. We're going to be doing a couple cosmetic and safety upgrades. So one, the headlight housings, those are junk. I'll show you why in a minute. Also, I'm going to be removing the running boards because they're such a pain. I don't even know why they exist on these things because they're not tall enough to need them, at least with my height. And the vehicle's too short, so you just drag your shin across them every time you get in and out of the vehicle. So taking those off, and frankly, I think they're ugly. Before we get started, I'll give you a quick walk around on this vehicle because I haven't even made a video on it yet. I basically bought it for a beater, just a winter beater for the most part, and then I kind of got ripped off on it. I ended up needing an entire rear end. I had the transfer case blew out on the way home. Like, it was just a mess. I was so over this thing, but now it's running good. If you have me on Instagram, you've seen a couple videos of me pulling with it, so I've been towing Hondas with it and whatnot. But essentially, this thing is a 1998 Toyota 4Runner. Now it has 260,000 miles on it. 3.4 manual transmission, manual J-shift transfer case. The vehicle allegedly has 160,000 mile engine and transmission under it. Basically, there was a wrecked one and then this blown up one, and the shop swapped the good parts over to this, but I don't know how much I trust that. But it does have plenty of power. And then they also swapped the leather interior out of a out of a TRD luxury model, and then these are like reupholstered. The interior is horrendous. I hate leather, but if I can find some cloth seats, it's going to be a thing down the line I'm going to swap out. But yeah, overall, things have been a tank. I just got done replacing all the ball joints, inner and outer tie rods, new struts in the front, just because it is notorious for those to snap on the bottom. So I wanted to get that done just so I didn't have to worry about it, especially towing and stuff with it and traveling. But yeah, I will show you these clapped out headlights in this thing. So what I think happened here is someone put LEDs in it and then they were blinding people, so they decided to crank them down and then ended up cranking them down so hard that it stripped everything, so you cannot adjust the headlights anymore. They're literally stuck in this position and they don't like flop around, they're just jammed. So this one I guess is a little bit loose, but you can't do nothing with them. So swapping those out because you literally can't see at night. They just point at the ground like right in front of you. It's awful. So I got these off eBay. A little bit of rice. They're the same headlights, just the black housing. Really the only reason I went with these instead of the same ones is because these are cheaper. But these also, they do have glass on them. It's not plastic, so that's also nice. So they won't fade or anything. But yeah, got these. There should be corner lights in here somewhere. Little box. And they're also black housing corners. So I mean, I don't know, maybe it'll look better, maybe it'll look tacky, I don't know. They're just cheap and I needed them. I also got clear bumper lights. I just hate the look of tinted lenses, but one of them is also cracked. So, you know, we're gonna be getting snow here and that'll just get moisture in there, so swapping those out as well. I want to get a new grill eventually because it's cracked and this chrome is peeling, and I ended up having to peel this off because I kept cutting my fingers because it's sharp for some reason. So that thing will get replaced eventually. So I believe what I had to do is literally just yank this off, take this screw out, pop that off, and then it looks like there's a couple bolts inside here, and then I think there's a couple behind there or something. So down there I believe there's a couple more too. So we'll get started on that. Yep, just that little screw, and then there's a nub right there, so that just clicks into it. Alright, discovered what you have to do is push down on this black thing and then pull it out, but I need two hands. Alright, what a poor design for a Toyota. As much as I love Toyota, you have to like squeeze on top and bottom and to get them out. Like, I think only one of them didn't break. Just such a pain in the butt. And then while you're trying to yank on one, you break another. So terrible design on Toyota. Now I really need a new grill. And again, with the random clips, you have to somehow manage to get that off without breaking it. So I'm going to use two hands and try to get that off. Well, I don't think I broke it too bad. What I did was jam a screwdriver in there and just twist down the tab and pull it out, so that kind of worked. And it looks like we got 10 mil there, 2 on this side, and that might be it. Huh, looks like that's it. Yeah, look at these junk LED lights or whatever these are. And thankfully, these came with headlights, or with bulbs, so that works. Before I torque this headlight down, I'm going to swap the other one as well, because there is a tiny bit of adjustability. I just want to make sure it's nothing too crazy before I torque it down. But I will show you how much of a difference this headlight made already with height. So that's just the low beams, and then high beams. I mean, the height is, I mean, given I had to snug it down a little bit, but that is crazy. Like, that was literally just like pointing at the ground. It doesn't even go up, that right headlight. So, and I can always upgrade to LEDs if I want down the line. These also have like a blue tint to them, which is also absolutely terrible because your eye, actually, like the human eye, can't really see blue well. So it's just on top of being pointed at the ground and all that, you just can't see. So awful. And this has a little bit of a yellow hue to it, which I like, and it also gives you better depth perception having yellow lights. So yeah, we'll see how this goes at night, but I am super stoked with that. Alright, both are installed, and they're fairly even, just being bolted down. So I'll probably adjust them down a little bit because they'll seem pretty high. We'll figure that out once I get the corner lights in. And while we're at it, I'm going to swap these out for LEDs. These are probably way brighter than they're supposed to be, but send it. And they're orange, so we won't have white light. And to put these back in, you just have to line that stud right there and then give it a little tap. And it should just click in and then put your screw back in. The factory screw is actually too small, so I have a bunch of miscellaneous hardware, so I just put a little bit bigger one in there and it seats right in well. And this just pops onto that clip again and then throw the screw back in there. I know that might supposed to be white from the factory, or at least the bulb I pulled out was white, but kind of like the orange. Gives it the Honda Civic vibe, the amber corners. Especially in the dark, it'll just be all orange on that side, or on the corners. Alright, I'm going to swap these out quick, and then I'll try to take these running boards off. Look at that, rebuilt. Not bad. I actually don't mind them. I hate just tinted, like anything. Like black tinted taillights, black tinted headlights, whatever. It's so ugly. So I like this better. If they did make like a black housing version of that, I'd probably buy that. It would look good, but it'll do for now. And now everything's sealed up. And I did adjust the headlights down quite a bit. The adjustment for that is on the bottom of the headlight. This one, I believe, is side by side, or side to side, and then this one's for up and down. So, wasn't too bad. So now let's figure out how to take these running boards off. And let me just show you quick, demonstrate how dumb these things are. Like, I don't know, beyond me on how these even make sense. And so you have a height reference. I'm 6 foot tall, so I barely meet the standards of females. But yeah, I'll set this camera up so you can see what I mean, how dumb this is. So say I'm just trying to get in my 4Runner here. You gotta step over this thing. And then to even get my butt on the seat, my leg is already touching the thing right here. And then to get out, you gotta step over it the same way and just climb over it. But even if you're short, one, it's not really a very tall vehicle. You step on this, I'm on the roof. Then I'm like 3 foot above the thing when I'm up here, so I don't know. I'm just so tired of it. So let's see what we got under here holding this thing on. We got a couple bolts on each one of these things. And is there anything up here? Maybe that nut. A couple nuts there. Or no, I think that's just to hold this plastic bit onto the running board. So, let's see. I'll just have to unscrew these. So it might just actually be these brackets right here. So I'll just try to zip those off with the impact and hope for the best. Alright, so yeah, just a bunch of 13 millimeter bolts with nuts on the other end. So I think this last one here is a stud, and there was a 13 mil on the other side nut. So I'm gonna zip these off. I'll probably put a jack under this side so it doesn't fall on my face. No, we'll figure it out. Oh, that was easy. That already looks so much better. It just makes it look lifted compared to what it was looking like before. You come over here, you got the Soccer Mom Central. And then this side, yeah, it looks like it's ready to go off-road and through the mountains. I will have to get mud flaps. I've been missing the rear ones since I bought the 4Runner, and I think this is probably supposed to be some here on the front. I'm not sure. I don't know Toyotas as much as I do Hondas, especially this gen, but I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be mud flaps here when you don't have the running boards. But I'll zip the other side off real quick off camera, and then in the morning we'll go take some pictures of what it looks like now, because it is dark out. Alright guys, well that was a quick, easy little makeover for the 4Runner and upgrades with the headlights, so now I can actually drive at night. I did drive it a couple nights ago. I got it aligned and everything after I did the front end ball joints and all that, so it drives nicer now. It's not shimmying because one of the tie rods were pretty bad. If you like the video, I appreciate a like, subscribe if you want to stay up to date with the builds and the projects, and follow my Instagram, Conjo_brothers, if you want to see more on there. Sorry it's been a minute since I posted a video. I've just been slammed with work, and then on top of it just trying to get things going around here, dealing with all the problems that the custom cab has, and just it's endless. But I had to work on my days off and stuff like that so I can cover for people, so I've just literally had no time to do anything. At least got the 4Runner going, so that'll be a good winter beater now that's safe, and hopefully pick up more vehicles with it. So I might do videos where I go and pick a vehicle up and just film it. I don't know if that'll be something you'd be interested in. I'll pick it up, bring it here, go over the vehicle and stuff like that. But comment below if that's something you're interested in. Take you along for the journey of wheeling and dealing, and hopefully here soon we'll get some more upgrades to throw on the other vehicles as well and get some good content here. It's just, like I said, been slammed and lack of funds for upgrades and stuff like that, but hopefully we'll be turning things around here soon. Anyways, thank you guys for watching and sticking around. I'll see you in the next video. Just realized I had a hairball for my dog on my hoodie that entire time, so I'm not filming a new outro.